Welcome back to a Video Nation movie review, this time Exit 8. And you're probably wondering, what is Exit 8? It's kind of like Godzilla Minus One, released over here with subtitles, and it's this Japanese horror movie based off a horror video game, kind of very similar to The Backrooms. Was it a good movie? Yes. Now here's the thing, I don't like horror movies as much as I used to. When I was younger, I loved slasher films, but I never was into things that were too paranormal. And so seeing the trailer, you would think to yourself, this is one of those paranormal movies. It's not. This movie is a psychological thriller more than a horror movie. Now, there's one scene that I did miss as I went and got popcorn. It was truly terrifying. My sister was like, yeah, you missed it. When it comes to the cast, you have this guy in this infinite hallway. That's why it's called X8, because 8 is the symbol for, like, infinity or something. And his whole character thing is he's had something happen to him. It's in the trailer, so I'll just tell you. He finds out that his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend is pregnant, and he's going to be a dad, and he's having a midlife crisis about it because he's very young. He don't know if he can be a good father. If you have his ex-girlfriend who you see sometimes, she's mainly on the phone. You hear her voice, but you don't really see her much. There's this creepy dude that walks around. He's part of the loop. And then there's a little boy that you see in the trailers. Somehow he's in the loop too. And so that's really all the characters. Anything to watch out for, a little bit of profanity here or there, very uncomfortable imagery. The only other negative I can think of is, religiously speaking, I don't know if this game is based off of any Hindu stuff or Buddhist things. You know, if you want to be on the safe side, VidAngel or something like that. Anyway, so getting on to the spoilers. Spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The little boy, yeah, that's his kid. Now, how does that work? I'm not sure. Because when you first meet the kid, he apparently is lost in the tunnels too down there. And the way this thing works is there's 8 levels. You got to go through the hallway, turn the corner, and keep coming down. And if you look at the sign that says Exit 2, means you've made it past and you keep going. You see something odd, turn around and go back. And if you do, then it'll take you to Exit 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. He has to be very cautious, and he does something very smart. He takes out his phone at first, and he starts taking pictures of everything. And I was like, hey, that was genius. But he looks at his pictures and it looks distorted. Apparently that's not going to work. So during this, he actually sees the boy and he's like, oh, it's an oddity. He's on like Exit 4 or something. He turns around, walks back, and now it's Exit 0. And he's like, wait a second, that's not an oddity. This boy, we learn through his backstory, is stuck there because he ran away from his mom. He's just kind of lost and he wants to get out too. So now this main character has to help the boy. And what's interesting is, it's not the only character the boy's interacted with in this loop. You know, the guy that's walking around, we actually get like a good section of the movie is about him, because the boy interacted with him first. He was just like our main dude. He was stuck in there, but the difference is he didn't want to help the boy at the end. The boy noticed there was an oddity, and he was like, hey, we need to leave. We need to turn back around. And the business dude, he was like the one that we've been seeing walking through. He's like, no, the exit's right there. We finally made it. The boy's like, no, there's something wrong. And he doesn't really talk, so he's just kind of like pulling. So the business dude runs up, and he thinks he makes it out. And the next thing we see is now he's stuck in the loop, almost like a robot, basically. Also, everybody sees someone different, because for that guy, he's seen this girl who was like a teenage girl or something, maybe like a young adult. Very creepy scene with her, because when she's talking to him, her voice starts changing, and you can tell she's the monster or whatever it is. You really don't know what this thing is. Whatever it is, basically it's trapping people, and it's trying to make them, in a way, a better person. Because the whole point, when you get back to the main character, is his whole dilemma is he doesn't know if he wants to be a dad. He's very terrified, and that's why you hear baby crying sounds, and it really leans into his fear of having a baby. This movie really, all honesty, is very pro-life, because when he realizes this kid that he's been helping is his son, there's this powerful moment where this floodwaters come in, and it has him taken underwater, him and the boy, and it shows him on this beach with the ex-girlfriend who is acting like his wife in this scenario, sitting there, and he's looking at the boy playing at the beach, and he's talking with her. It's like he, in that scenario, knows that's his kid. He's having a good time with him, and the boy comes up to him, and he picks up his son. It cuts to reality, and he's picking the boy up out of the water, saving the boy, chooses to save his son and embrace being a dad. This really powerful scene. The first beginning of the movie is this woman has a baby crying on the train, and this guy's fussing at her for having a kid crying. The main character does nothing. No one on the train does anything. Well, at the end of the movie, he gets back on the train, and it starts him right there when that girl was getting fussed at by that man. And this time, he takes off his earpiece, and he starts walking towards it. And that's the end of the movie, meaning he's realized you got to stand up for people, especially children. Like, as a father, this movie hits home because there are fears about being a dad. And so this movie does a really good job of being like, hey, all those fears, all those worries, it's okay, it's normal, but being a dad is so worth it. And that's what this boy taught this man. He got to see how his son's going to end up being, as a young little boy, and he wants to be there for him. And so, honestly, if you're ever having a kid and you're nervous and you're wondering what's going to be like, just for that element alone, I recommend this movie. And so, yeah, this movie wasn't demonic, creepy, don't fully understand the lore behind it necessarily. It's a little bit long. How does the timeline now work? Does that kid, because you see him get out, so does he get out and his dad's there now? And so anyways, regardless, it comes to Exit 8. Video Nation's decided. It's a solid movie, super fun. Yes, this movie, even though it's a horror movie, is one of those few times where a Christian can watch one that's not demonic. You could argue the entity might be demonic, or you could argue purgatory. Whatever it is, I don't know. But the message is very clear, though, is to choose doing what's right, standing up for people, and choosing your family. So anyways, very positive message. I liked it a lot. So tell me, do you plan on trying to find it, especially after watching this review? Have you seen it? What did you think? Put it in the comments below, and I'll catch y'all next time.